All right, yeah, I pulled it up. So the first one, this is the first of five that have currently happened. The
Five.
sixth
Wow.
one is the sixth one. Well, they're every 3 years on my birthday. The sixth one is supposed to happen in.
In
So the
when?
first one
Every
in
3 years on your
August.
birthday.
Okay.
That's
We'll check back
intriguing.
in with you in August because that we want to hear what the next one is. But yeah, let's hear about your birthday dreams.
Yeah. All right. So the first one, I like kind of fade in on myself in a large like concrete room with a huge console covered in lights and a bunch of like fluid hoses and tubing around the ceiling and walls.
Okay, it sounds like
Kind of
Rick's.
like a bunker with like a console in the middle.
All right.
And the consoles were on a pillar and the console was on a pillar in the middle of the room and it went all the way up to the ceiling. And on one of the sides of the consoles there was a screen and so these dreams are from the perspective of me at an older age, but I'm not controlling myself. I'm literally just viewing from myself at an older age.
All right.
So I'm looking at one of these screens and I'm doing like a Skype call basically with some kind of older woman in like her mid 50s. She's white and she has like a pink head wrap on. And I don't know who she is. Like I said, with most of these I'm not actually in control. I just like pick things up. So this one I have the sense that she's like the mayor or leader of one of the cities that is still around. These dreams take place in the future after some kind of apocalyptic event that I'm still not sure on what it is.
Okay. Yeah. Continue.
Yeah. So she was talking to me about some kind of plan to like connect some of the cities after the apocalyptic event when the lights on the console suddenly flash to red. They start like flashing red and a klaxon is sounding. And that's when the first dream ended. So obviously the first stream I didn't realize there was some big connection, so this is the one I have like the least detail on because I didn't like think about it very much.
So was that in 2011 or 2014?
Huh?
This first dream was it in 2011 or 2014?
Way before that.
2008.
2005.
5, and you remember it from all the way back then?
Yep.
Okay.
Damn, okay.
Well, then I guess the next one's from
I
2000.
have a really good memory. The next one's from 2006. Or 2008.
2008.
And then 2020 this year.
All right, let's hear 2008.
All right, 2008 stream. It opens up. I kind of like this one. It isn't like a fade in. I'm literally like waking up in the dream. I get up and lift myself up off the floor. Pretty sure I passed out. The room is exactly the same, but there's no lights and there's no noise. I forgot to say in the first one there was like a dull hum, kind of like like the hum of like a transformer, like a power transformer, not like an
Yeah,
Autobot.
yeah.
Bumblebee just in the background. Bumblebee's doing his best
Trooper.
Iris impression.
Hi, Trooper.
Autobots. No, but so there was a dull hum in the first one, and it's completely gone in this.
All right.
So I wake up, I get up off the floor, and I start heading towards a door, and it's kind of like like a submarine bulkhead, or like a bulkhead in general, like the really huge metal doors with like the big wheels in the middle.
Oh yeah.
So I hit a button on the door at first, and it doesn't do anything. And so then I manually turn the wheel to open up the bulkhead and head into a dark concrete room. This whole building is concrete so far, with like a metal box, kind of like a cabinet. And on the wall, there's a ladder next to this cabinet. So I open up the cabinet and I grab a gun, and I start climbing up the ladder. The ladder was super
Any description
long.
of what the gun's like?
Yeah, the gun was a revolver, probably like a 44 or like a 357.
Okay.
Interesting. Sorry to
Any of you
interrupt.
know what that-
Continue.
Are you asking
No,
for a specific
no,
person,
go ahead.
Iris?
Huh?
Are you asking that for a specific person, Iris?
I'm just intrigued as to if there could have been any meaning behind the gun itself.
Symbolism.
Okay.
Yeah, and feel free to interrupt for any details at any time. So the ladder was super long, and once I made it to the top, I made it to the top, and there wasn't like an opening in the ladder. It was like the top of a shaft, and there was this kind of like burlap tarp material on the top. I pulled a knife out of my pocket and cut into the ceiling, and like gravel started pouring out of the like material. And then once a bunch of gravel poured through, it was just a hole up into an actual like area. So there wasn't a covering anymore. It was a hole. So I climbed through that, and I was in some like massive abandoned complex, again made of the same, just like plain gray concrete, super empty and very dark. This room was lighter, but there was no visible light source. It was just lighter in general, and I don't know why. There was some kind of metal podium in the middle of the room, and I approached it, and there was a keyhole with some writing over it. It's not like embossed or like it's not like an engraving, but it's literally scratched into the metal, like someone scratched it in with some kind of like sharp object. I don't know what the writing said, and I don't remember the letters, but I do remember that it was in Cyrillic. If any of you know what that is.
Yeah, I know what Cyrillic is.
Yeah,
I'm
and
pretty
like
sure
I said, I
Iris
don't
does as well. I'm pretty sure Iris can read Cyrillic.
I can now,
Gave
but
you that
back
impression.
then I did not.
What gave me that impression? Well, am I right?
I'm pretty sure Cyrillic is the Russian alphabet, right?
Yes.
Yes.
I don't know how to read it properly, but I do know a little bit about bits and pieces.
Okay.
I know cursive Russian is a big read.
So I reached
So-
in.
Yep, yeah.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
Oh,
if
right.
if you want to ask about any details, go.
Yeah, okay. So, Portal, you say you know Cyrillic now?
I said I can read Cyrillic now.
Yeah.
Like the sounds. Yeah, I didn't then.
All right.
Okay.
I'll be back soon. I'm just grabbing a charger for this laptop. So continue talking.
Hmm.
Yeah, so do you recall, like, any of the characters, or is it just
No,
kind of like a blur?
like I said, I don't. I didn't even know it was Cyrillic then. I just like later when I did learn it, I wrote down
Right.
like, hey, this is the same writing for my dream. But no, I don't remember the characters.
Right, fair.
Because like if you don't know Cyrillic, they all look pretty similar.
Yeah.
So I reach into my like shirt. I'm wearing kind of like a lab coat, and then like a shirt underneath. I reach into my shirt and I pull out a necklace which has a key on it, and I put it inside the keyhole on this podium, and I turn it like all the way, like not 360 but 180, until there's a very loud click, and then when that click
Can I ask
happens,
what
that
kind
is.
of key this looks like? Is this like
It's
a
not like
normal
it's
house
not like
key?
a modern key. No, it's like one of the old-fashioned like I can't think of the name, but one of the old-fashioned keys with like the 3 notches.
I get what you're getting at.
Right, yeah.
I mean, I had a dream once when I was a kid all the time, the same dream.
Yeah.
Don't care.
Okay.
I
have-
mean,
This is this is 2 of 5, and we're not even probably halfway through.
right, this is what the key looked like. This is pretty similar. It's not exactly like this, obviously, but
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Oh, that kind of key.
yeah. So it's not like a modern key. It's like an old-fashioned key.
Okay. I'm back.
So
You
that was
turned
when-
it
when that-
180.
I turned it 180. There was a loud click, and that's where the second dream ends. At that click. So the third one starts. It like felt really long, but not a lot happened. So this one's gonna go by pretty fast. So the third one starts after the click happens. There is this. So you know how I said it was this big concrete like complex space.
Yeah.
when the third, when I open it up, when I do the click with the third one, or when I do the click with the key, the third one starts, and this is now opened in front of this or in front of the metal podium. There's now like a doorway, basically. And I spend like what felt like hours navigating this like massive concrete maze of just like these rooms that don't really have any purpose really. They're just kind of like rooms, and they'll have like a bunch of there's like 2 or 3 doorways in them that don't seem to lead anywhere, and there's no actual doors. They're just like doorways in the concrete. It's really weird. Do any of you know about like the back rooms?
Yeah.
Oh
It's
yeah,
kind
I
of
went
like
there once.
that, but they're just made of concrete. There's not like the lights or anything, but like it's the same vibe as that, where it's just like these nonsensical rooms that are just kind of mishmashed together.
Yeah. For any of our viewers who are in the dark about it, the backrooms are an urban legend about an alternate dimension where basically like everything's an empty office. There's a really famous picture of it, and I'll put that picture up in the podcast so you can all see it.
Oh, I know that. Yeah, that's cool. I like that one.
Yeah, it is a cool one, isn't it? All right. Sorry to interrupt you there, Portal.
No, completely fine. So as I'm walking through, there's these screams that I hear that are like far off, like not like more like wails that I hear far off into the maze. That obviously it's hard to pinpoint where they're coming from, but I could kind of tell their general direction. And I
What's
don't
the emotion of the screams? They like in
like.
pain,
Yeah,
anguish.
like it's like it's not words. It's literally like a wail, like a anguished wail. Really, is the best way to describe.
Okay.
And I didn't recognize them at the time, like me myself, but me in the dream both recognized them and knew to like avoid them. And the whole time I had my gun up and like ready to use. So this is what first keyed me in on like there being threats associated with those screams. And this dream is actually what really gave me my fear of the dark as a kid. I really wasn't super scared of the dark before that, like at all, until this dream happened. So, like I said, that dream is pretty uneventful. Long time is literally just like walking around in this concrete, but that's not. The end of it is I had to double back a few times to avoid them, the scream. So I had to like turn around, go the other way, and like walk around to try and not go near them. I could tell I was avoiding them, and then I make it to this big atrium with this like massive metal wall. This is the first thing that isn't made of concrete. Um, and unlike the concrete that was just like raw concrete, this was clearly painted at some point, but is clearly like very rusted. Um, and the me in the dream walked up to the wall, and I like pounded on it 3 times, and it was thinner than I thought it was going to be. And I realized that it wasn't a wall, but it was like a gate or a door. And after waiting there for a while, it began to open up like a drawbridge. And I saw 2 other people, and this is the first time I've seen people in the dream besides like the video call. First time I've actually seen people. And these people are armed with guns. Rifles, if you're gonna ask.
It was.
Probably they were rifles. They didn't look like an actual gun, but like based on barrel size and length, I'd estimate like 5.56-ish. I don't actually. I can't give something more accurate than that, just because they aren't like real guns.
Yeah, okay.
Some of them do have real guns later on, but these people did. Some of them don't. It's very mismatched. And then I say, "Take me to Lexi." Out my like me, the older me, and then the dream ends. That's the first time I actually heard myself say anything in the dream. In the original video call, like I couldn't really hear what I was saying. I more just kind of like understood what was being said.
Bro, this sounds like a movie. Like,
Yeah,
like,
is this
yeah,
like a
it-
trailer?
no,
This
like in a
entire
in a good way though.
podcast
In a
could
good
be a
way. I'm
trailer.
impressed that your dreams can be so coherent that like they can form the
well,
plot of a
these are
movie.
the only dreams that are this coherent and vivid. Like all my other dreams, like they can have meaning to them, but these are the only ones that are so vivid and coherent that I like. They
How
So,
make
old is
what was
it,
the name again?
What?
Lexi?
Lexi. Yeah. LEXY.
And how old is this
Um,
future you?
how old?
Mm.
I haven't gotten an exact age, but I'd say like 50.
Okay.
Okay, so Lexi would be about the same age as you now as well, huh?
Yeah.
Like, if in theory, like, she would exist in real life.
Well, that comes up later.
Ah, all right. Okay,
That-
let's get
that's
into
very
Spoilers
very
there,
meta comes
Rojo.
up later. Yeah,
dream
spoilers.
number 4, 2014. Is it?
Yeah, but real quick, so just to describe, when the like metal wall opened up, what I saw was like kind of like a shanty town or like what's the name? Like a town made of like scraps. There's a name for
Like
it,
a
and I can't
slum?
think of it.
Like a
Kinda, yeah.
favela.
Yeah, kinda. And it was one of those built around what you could tell was some like actual buildings that were like officially made, like made of like concrete and metal and stuff like that. And so it was this like shanty town built around this like actual building center inside of this massive, huge, like unrealistically large cavern that was super wide and super tall, but not like it's not like this area was like carved out of like a cave. It looked like this was like a was something was going to be put here.
Oh, like the geofront
But
from Evangelion. Fuck yeah.
I haven't seen Evangelion.
Ah, never mind.
But something was supposed to be put there. You could tell like something was supposed to be placed here, but it never made it. Because like a ton of it was just empty space because the buildings weren't nearly tall enough to fill the cap. So fourth dream is it doesn't open up on anything super dramatic. I'm just walking with these two people that I greeted that greeted me at the door. And hold on. So I was walking around with these two people at the door. They had these like kind of riot helmets ish. You could they felt like ramshackle or like jury rigged. And they wore those and they were armed. And there was a few more people in this shanty town. I was walking into the shanty town with these two people. There's a few more people that were armed, and they also had like these ramshackle jury rigged like riot helmets and like some padded clothes. Some of them had some guns I don't recognize. Some of them had like AKs. Some of them had like ARs. It was very unorganized. There wasn't like any codified
Appearance.
what they're supposed to have. Yeah, there wasn't coherence to it. There was a lot of people that were just like people in like kind of grimy clothes, but like normal clothing that people would wear. And so I start walking towards the real buildings, like the actual like constructed buildings, not like the shantytown shacks. And I'm being escorted through by the two people, and we get to this big, tall, square building or rectangle building that's like 50 feet tall, or 5 stories, and we go in a set of pretty large double doors. Building was completely lacking any demarcation. There was no markings, no windows, anything. It was just like a giant slab almost that had a door in it. So we go inside, and we get on the first floor, and there's this elevator. And as I'm getting on the elevator, the older me lets out like kind of a growl almost. Like I can tell he's upset with what's going on, and I'm not sure why, but you can tell he is. And we get inside, and the elevator starts going down. Well, I think it starts going down. A down arrow lights up on the elevator and starts going down. The elevator's open, and there's a woman sitting at the desk, and it's Lexi. And now this is the interesting part: is I had this dream this was the fourth dream that I had, and I still had this dream fairly young. However, in high school, I ended up meeting a girl that was Lexi after I had this dream.
Was her name Lexi?
Her name was Lexi, and she looked exactly the same except younger.
Did she wear a pink headband or whatever it was?
Well, she wasn't wearing the pink headband, but she has a like purplish hair, and she had very pale skin. She was very skinny, really just like skin and bones. She looked exactly the same, like facial structure, and she had the same name and the same voice.
Did you tell her about it?
Yeah, no, we talked about it
Was she
when I
creeped
first
out?
met her. She was creeped out at first, but then she ended up thinking it was kind of neat because she's into like supernatural stuff.
All right, we're gonna get her on the podcast then. Wait,
True.
Yep.
So then the older me like stomps forward, like pushes past these two guys, and he like yells, "How dare you!" at Lexi. And then two men that I didn't see because they were on the same wall as the elevator doors. They're in full riot gear, not ramshackle, like actual riot gear. Like grab me by the shoulders and stop me from moving. And she says, "Let's keep this civil," and calls me by my name. And we have a long conversation. And this is where I learned that in the first slash kind of the second dream, um, we've known about each other for a long time, and she rerouted the power that was going to basically my personal base. That's where I was in the first dream, to her own city, and rerouted the oxygen. And I'm only alive because there was some left, and I had some like backup power. The argument ends basically with her saying that I can live in her city, but they're going to keep the power and they're not like returning it back. And so they lead me to a shack in the shanty town and basically tell me like, this is where you live now. That's where the fourth one ends.
okay, and then we got the finale for now, the fifth one.
Yeah, and the fifth one is my least favorite to tell because it gets very dark.
All right, let's
The
hear it.
fifth one is long, but some of it's like uneventful, so I'm gonna time skip through some of it. I'm in the shack. I don't know how much time has passed since the fourth dream. Obviously not a like substantial amount of time because I don't appear older, but it could be any time from like, a day to like a year. So I have no idea how much time has passed. But I have a workbench, and on it there's 3 devices. One is like rectangular in the size of like an old Nokia phone.
Welcome to the
One of
podcast,
them-
Kokiri.
One of them is round and a little bit bigger than like an American football with some red lights and gauges on it. And the other is kind of like a pad hooked up to a cord with like a port on it. I am aware in the dream that I made these. Like I didn't buy them. I made these, and I put them like I stashed them on me in the lab coat that I was wearing. And I like take this hike out to the huge metal door that I went in earlier, and I kill the guys that were there. I kill them, and I take one of their guns. This one was not the gun they had earlier. It was some kind of AR. And I affix the round, like, football device to the middle of the gate. I walk over to a nearby computer and plug in the pad and the rectangle thing, and I open it up. I find some kind of system for an alarm. I mess around with it. I'm not exactly sure what was happening. And then I leave. I go back to the central building, and this time I'm not like walking, I'm like speed walking. I'm at a brisk pace. And I go up to the central building and I get in a dumpster and I hide. And I hook up the pad that I have to the rectangular device. I hit a button on the pad and I hear 2 noises go off at the same time. One of them is a big like exploding explosion noise, and the other one is a loud klaxon going off. As I'm waiting in the dumpster, I begin to hear gunfire and screaming. I open up the dumpster, and so now I have to explain. There's these creatures in these dreams, and this is the only time I've actually seen one was in this one. But they're pinkish people looking kind of things. They're very clearly tied to the um apocalyptic event. They kind of have like almost forcefully elongated bodies, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hold on. I have a really well written description on them.
Okay.
Here we go. Okay. So I haven't heard a name for them yet in the dream. I've only heard them called them. Um I just call them kind of like pseudo zombie because they're kind of like that, but they have this purplish pinkish flesh and kind of like elongated-ish bodies. But they are zombies in that they eat people. They're like predators. They eat people to, feed. But they are the original consciousness of the person is like left alive and functioning, and they're used as like a kind of bait. So they still control like their vocal cords. So it's like a person that is being piloted by this like thing. If you
So,
know what I'm
like
trying to
that
say.
fungus that controls ants.
It's like that, but if
More
the
disgusting
ant
and horrifying.
was aware of what was happening and couldn't help it.
Oh,
Which he
like
might be. I'm not sure.
in Naruto Shippuden when they do Edo Tensei, like Kabuto brings all the
Oh.
ninjas back from the dead, right? But then like they can still speak, but they can't control their own bodies. So there's like this one fight, which I won't spoil who, but it's like obviously it's like a ninja, and he's got a friend who comes back from the dead, and the friend's like really strong, but he beats his friend because the friend keeps on saying, "I'm about to attack you from here," like I'm about to attack you from the behind, like things like that. Like Edo Tensei from, you know what I'm talking about, Iris?
I actually do know what you're talking about.
You
I
know,
have no clue what you're talking about.
I've
Ashu,
seen Naruto.
Kokiri, Iris, come on, Naruto Shippuden, like.
Shut up,
I
weeb.
don't know what you're talking about
I'm barely
exactly,
awake
but
right
I
now, so please.
your idea. The idea that
So
you can't control your body, but you can control your voice. Because
and
let's
you're
be
aware
honest
of
here,
what's going on.
control
Okay, yeah, that's the main thing you're
on
taking
the rest
away
of the
from
body
it, yeah.
because voice is so many muscles. So many muscles.
So I open up the dumpster and I see a woman. This is one of the darker parts. One of the reasons it's stuck with me really badly. It is a woman who has been taken over by this the pseudo zombie thing that is like screaming and telling her kids to get away as she is like eating one of them.
God.
That's
Very
rocky.
traumatic and not fun to see in vivid detail.
I can imagine
So-
so.
So I shoot the woman to like, well, obviously it's not her anymore, so I don't feel bad. I shoot her, and I head into the central building, which is now completely abandoned. Although I do kind of feel bad because I am obviously the reason this has happened. So stuck with me for a minute. I get into the same elevator from earlier, and it goes down like it did last time, and the door opens. It's the same room from earlier where Lexi was, except for instead of the wall at the back, there's now a hallway. There's some kind of like hidden door. I start walking down the hall quickly, say at the same brisk pace, and I see Lexi getting onto some kind of monorail.
Monorail.
Um,
Sorry.
phenomenal. And I shoot her in the knee before she makes it onto the monorail. And she starts like, begging and screaming and like asking me why I'm doing this. I step onto the monorail. I hesitate for a second. I grab like a mic system, like handheld mics, and I put them on a feedback loop and drop them on her to make as much noise as possible, and then I take out her other knee and one of her arms. I get on the monorail, back on after doing that. I plug the pad in.
That's a little brutal. Brutal.
Yeah, I felt really bad about it. Well, I felt bad about it in real life. The old me did not feel bad about it at all.
Wow,
Yeah,
like,
you're
out on the
experiencing
monorail.
two sets of emotions at a time in this
Yes,
stream.
I
Lexi
am.
must have
Yeah,
felt
no, I
been a really bad
experienced.
person for you to not feel bad about it. The old you.
Yeah, no, I felt no remorse at all. But yeah, so I don't know if I clarified this well enough, but I feel two sets of like perceptions. I feel the actual me, like me right now, my perception from the perspective of dreaming, and then I feel the me in the dreams, perceptions and emotions. But I don't always know what they're thinking, and I always know what I'm thinking. So that's how I kind of can distinguish them. I plug the pad into the monorail and I hit a button on it, and the monorail begins taking off. I go up over the city on some tracks, and I hit a button that was on the rectangle I used earlier, the kind of like Nokia-sized device. All the alarm stops going off, and the lights in the city cut out. Like all the power has been cut,
Oh.
and the only thing lighting the streets is like pops of gunfire as people like are trying to fight off these creatures. And as I enter a tunnel that is at the end of the cavern at this monorail, that's where the most recent one ends.
Wow, what an odyssey! All right. Before we discuss this, I'd just like to reintroduce Kokiri. He just joined the podcast. It's very early for him where he lives. What do you got to say?
Yeah. Hello again. Mystery Magic Man here.
Yes,
What's up?
he is actually a magic man. All right. What do we all think of Portal's dreams? That's crazy, right? It's like you could write a short film about this. Do you want to film a short film about this? I'll play old Portal.
I have unironically thought about making a small book or like small short film about this.
Yeah.
This
Although I
seems
feel like
kinda like
I feel like I kind of don't want to until they're like done because I don't want to mess
Yeah.
it up. You know what I mean?
Mm,
Like I don't want to dream about it when I'm not supposed to.
yeah,
Yeah.
a story like
That's-
years in
Yeah.
the making.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm intrigued by the fact that spacing of each dream. 3 years.
On your birthday.
Yeah, it's the night of my so my birthday, I will just tell you, it is August 8th because that's when I already told you guys in that because I'm going to
nice.
talk about the latest one. August 8th, the night of my birthday is when I have these dreams
Okay.
every 3 years.
So when you go to sleep on August 7th?
No, it's when I go to sleep on the 8th. The
Oh,
night
okay, yep.
like on my birthday.
Got
That
you,
You get
night.
to
got
celebrate
you.
your birthday and then you get the horrifying
I
dream.
celebrate my birthday and then I get the nightmares. Oh yeah, that stick with me for years.
Wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
It's what you want. Best birthday
Always what
present.
you want.
What do you think they mean? Do you think they're predicting the future or something?
I'm not sure exactly about them predicting the future, but like, and obviously I can't, prove the Lexi thing completely, but like the fact that I've seen people in these dreams before I met them is just like it definitely clues me in on the fact that there's something going on, even if it's not like predicting the exact future. It might be like symbolically predicting the future.
Mm-hmm. Ah, symbolically, I
If
like
you
that
will.
word.
I think that's fucking radical.
Yeah, me
Just
too, that's
like-
crazy.
This whole kind of huge story that all comes together across such a long period of time. And then, like, the possibility of it possibly telling the future, that's cool. I think dreams are awesome.
I
I
think
Yeah.
think in the last stream, it's going to be all like, and then it was all a dream.
Oh god.
That'd be good.
the last
that's
stream,
not-
like I'm like 90.
It,
I'm like 90 and I'm like on my deathbed and I'm like struggling to get to this like next stream so I can see what it is. And it's just me waking up.
Yeah.
Wow.
You have the dream of you waking up the next day, and then you actually wake up from that next
My
day.
God.
And then I wake up and I'm actually still a 3-year-old child.
Yeah.
oh golly.
This whole thing has been a dream.
Alright, Joseph's back. Just to, like, finish up the episode.
Alright.
You know, because we just needed to keep him out for the dream sequence. You can watch that on your own, Joe. It was pretty crazy.
Yeah, his dream sequence didn't happen because I wasn't here.
It's true.
I had a dream where I went to sleep and then I woke up like 40 years in the future, but I was like still the same age. And like all my friends had like kids and shit, and I was really
Oh,
sad.
like Futurama.
I remember one time.
There's actually an episode of Deep Space Nine like that's
Shut
called
up.
The Visitor, and it's fantastic.
No Star
Actually,
Trek.
I had a dream once. Deep Space Nine is great. I had a dream once
is great.
where so I was dreaming that I had woken up, and then I woke up from that, and that turned out I still actually wasn't awake, but was still in a dream where I had woke up, and so I was actually in 2 layers of dreams, and it was very uncomfortable, and I did not like it.
I don't think I've experienced a proper dream as some other people has described it. A lot of the time when I'm quote unquote dreaming, I'm semi-aware that it's like the morning. If I open my eyes, whatever story is playing out in my dream will not continue playing out in the same vivid imagery if eyes were still closed. I'm not
You're
explaining.
describing waking up.
Yeah, but the thing is,
Bro, timing in dreams is crazy. Like how your body automatically knows the
Yeah.
time and shit. One time I needed to wake up at like 7 a.m. and this myself in my dream notified me. And so like I said, "Hey, shouldn't you wake up by now?" And then I did, and it was like 6:58
It's called your
a.m.
circadian rhythm.
It's
Yeah, I
pretty
know it's called
wild
the
how,
circadian
like,
rhythm, but that is wild in itself. Exactly.
It's wild how,
Christian
like, your
calls it his
dream-
biological clock.
mention
Well, I mean,
my
the thing is,
dreams.
it can't be entirely your circadian rhythm because you experience more than one dream a night.
I mean,
Yeah.
I had a dream when I was in primary school where what happened was in my dream I had a full day of primary school. So when I woke up, I was extremely fucking pissed that I had like no break time between going to school. Because, go to sleep, have a full day of school, wake up, bam, right there, full day of school again. I was very mad, very peeved.
There's an episode of TNG like that.
Shut up.
Shut up. There's an episode of Star. Oh yeah, is there an episode of Star Trek where they'll record a podcast about the paranormal, and then there's one really annoying guy and they kick him from it?
Oh yeah, is there
just
an episode
about.
of Star Trek where they fuck you in the ass, Joe?
Oh,
Yeah.
Joe.
Oh
What?
God.
I need to ask you something. All right. What
Yeah,
shape
go on.
is Italy in? What shape is Italy in?
It's a
Um,
boot.
What shape is Italy in?
It's on a sphere.
No,
Or
like
a
what
waste
shape?
of
What shape is the
spheroid.
actually country in on the map?
It's the shape of Italy.
This is high
Fuck it.
effort. For
Okay, the answer I was looking for was boot, because boot.
Yeah.
I was gonna say
Yeah.
boot.
Yeah,
Isn't it
I said
Italian shape?
boot, and then the joke just immediately done.
Yeah.
That was
Look,
worse.
I mean, I don't think he's coming back.
Didn't
May-
even get to fully finish explaining, but anyway.
Maybe one day, but the problem is like, it's just. I mean, I don't know, man, Joe.
Dude, I used to have really bad night terrors as a kid, and so I managed to train myself to be able to like. It took a long time, but I managed to train myself to be able to like force myself awake from inside of nightmares, and it takes a tremendous amount of effort. I wake up in like a sweat every time I do it.
Wowie.
Wowie
Man,
indeed.
I wish I had cool dreams. All my dreams are boring. Like, I remember once I had a dream where it was just me in like a completely dark room with my computer screen in front of me, just playing the game Team Fortress 2.
I had this dream last
That was
night.
it.
like-
That was the
that was
entire
a
dream.
dream
Pretty
and not just
comfy.
you being
I
I
wish I had,
actively
I
I
awake
wish
wasn't
I
playing
had,
even.
it.
No, because there
I
were no
wish I had
surroundings.
a dream where I played Team Fortress 2 and didn't commit like war crimes.
No. I was playing TF2, except I was actually good at the game. That's what surprised me the most.
Yeah, you must.
And I wasn't in TF2. I was looking at a screen of TF2 as well.
That's cool.
Like
It's
I said, it's pretty
extremely
comfy.
uncreative.
All right. Well, does anyone else remember their most recent dream? Let's just go through the group.
I think I do,
remember-
but I think I was committing like a sex crime, so I probably shouldn't explain it.
Oh, explain it in depth into the.
That's
Yeah.
a lot to
God.
unpack in one
No.
sentence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. Please define the term sex crime for me. Hold
Actually,
on.
how about you don't explain the term sex crime?
Yeah.
Oh,
Like, let's.
Sex
Okay, I'll
crime?
tell my dream instead. All right. Actually, no. I do want to hear this. Sam, go ahead.
No.
No. All right.
Before you unzip the pants, Sam, you have to tell it now.
Sex crime.
Yeah, I mean,
Sex
you've gone this far. You
crime.
can't just
No.
stop now.
we start a chant. He has
Well,
to do it.
shape, shit, beat him,
crime,
join him, sex,
sex,
crime,
crime.
sex, crime,
Sex, crime, sex.
God damn it.
Um,
crime,
so
sex, crime.
Can we discuss like
yeah, alright, fine.
Uh,
We'll discuss mine, okay?
Portal's dream or something?
Okay,
not
so
my
I was with like it was me and 3 other people, okay, and I was with everyone knows Cynthia, right?
Yeah.
Oh well, okay,
I
not
do
everyone
not
knows Cynthia.
exactly know who
Um,
Cynthia is.
Sam,
I
Ashu,
will
and
say
Kirby
that I
would know
do not
Cynthia.
know who Cynthia is.
Alright, Cynthia is just like someone we all know, or some of us know at least. IRL.
Met some of us
we
at
all
least.
know.
Mm.
Yes, you know it, Sam.
I'm generalizing.
See,
Alright.
you say we all, but I don't know who Cynthia is.
Yeah, me neither.
Right.
Who's Cynthia?
Me neither.
Yeah, what are you, racist?
Cynthia's a classmate. She was in my
He
like
is
Chinese,
racist.
chemistry, and English language classes
You
last year.
racist.
So anyway, I was with Cynthia and then like 2 other fictional people, and like one of them was a policeman, the other one was just kind of like a skinny dude. And we were
Skinny dudes.
we were exploring the city, and we went on a bus to a high school, right? And it wasn't like the high school that I went to last year. It was somewhere else.
You went to a high school. Are you sure this isn't a sex crime dream? That sounds
Yeah,
Yeah, I
like
think this is a
God.
sex crime dream.
You know. Like we went through the school, and oh right, the skinny dude's name was Alex, and he asked me to help him design a sigil, right? Now a sigil
Okay.
is like it's like a magical symbol that
Oh,
is
this
supposed-
reminds me. Sorry, when you're done, I actually have
Yeah.
something else.
All right, it's supposed to do something, and I was like, all right, yeah, it sort of worked, but the second time, like, we couldn't really do it. There too many elements to it. But anyway, we went around the school, and we found like this one room, right? And there were these 2 like high school age girls who were just like killing everyone in the room.
I think this is the sex crime.
Yeah.
I'm not joking
Oh
anymore.
no.
Um, and like they said, like, oh, you got to come back later. We're cleaning this place up. Then I got in a fight with Alex over something, and like I knocked him out, and then I woke up. Sorry, I can't remember much else from it.
So you
You-
know.
Now I
You
immediately know
fought a
that
guy. You fought a guy. That reminds me of a nice
have won a fight.
MP4.
Against
Never want to fight.
yes,
Bullshit.
I have. I've got video evidence of it. All right.
Oh yeah.
Toddlers
Send
don't
it.
count. Toddlers don't count, bro.
Fuck,
You
never
can't
mind.
beat up
Ooh,
4
now that's a
years.
sex crime.
Sex crime. Sex crime. Sex
All
crime.
right, Sam. Can you explain what
Whoa.
sex crime
And
is
that's what
now?
the sex crime.
No, I'm not fucking. I'm
Alright,
gonna get
fine.
no.
Okay, sex crime for 400.
I'm gonna be super famous in the future, and they're gonna
You
pull
guys-
up this
do you guys
podcast and be like, what's all this about? And then I'm gonna get me too.
And then you won't get elected as whatever president
Yeah.
is in Australia.
Prime
Do you guys
Minister.
have Jeopardy in Australia?
No.
We
Yeah.
had like a sci-fi drama TV show on ABC
What
Kids
does that
called
have to
Jeopardy.
do with
It was
Jep-
called
Oh,
Jeopardy.
okay.
Oh, does anyone
Yeah.
remember Escape from Scorpion Island?
Yeah.
Oh
Now-
my god, I used to love that.
Now that was a show.
From Scorpion Island.
But anyway, that's besides the point. Kokiri, what was your most recent dream?
This is not a recent dream. By all means, this is a dream that happened like years ago, but it's my favorite one to tell because it's really fucking weird.
Okay, go ahead.
I
Sex crime. Sex crime.
vividly. Alright, so I'm chilling at my grandma's house, right?
Sex
First,
crime.
this
Sex.
is a series
Oh,
of
God.
dreams. This is a series of like 2 dreams. So pretty much, I'm in my grandma's house, right? I'm in my nana's room, starting out, and I look around. It's a 1-to-1 recreation of the room, like with like
Movie?
new shit for me at the time, like just new stuff in there.
Starring Tommy Wiseau.
Mm, Huh?
Yes.
What? Yeah, I'm listening. Continue.
All right. So my first instinct is to go use the restroom, right? Because I need to take a piss, and then I realize, wait.
Rookie
isn't a
mistake.
restroom.
Rookie mistake, Kokiri.
Oh no.
It was actually a wet
end up
dream.
No.
God, I wish.
I end up in the living room, right, from going to the bathroom. right? So I end up literally
Is that
just
not where
getting
you piss?
no. God damn it!
Yeah, how could you piss on your grandma like that?
God.
No,
Yeah,
nobody else
tell
was
me
in my
in
dream. It
detail how
was
you
just-
peed on your grandma.
Oh.
I'm
What
so
was she
sorry for you.
wearing? What was your grandma wearing when you peed on her?
God damn it!
No, go on, for real though.
Alright, like, there was nobody else in the stream at all. And when I got to the living room, right, from the bathroom door, there were a whole bunch of doorways, right? No doors on them at all. This is completely different from the living room I knew. And so I turn around behind me, right? Because I'm like, the sliding glass door has to stay the same. If this is a one-to-one recreation of the house with some weird shit going on, the sliding glass door has to be there. I turn around, sliding glass door is there, but there is a whole block of fucking obsidian behind it.
Wait, like a Minecraft block of obsidian?
No, like
We made
the
it
real life.
45 seconds without making a joke. I'm proud.
I think that's a record, isn't
Well,
it?
when you say block of obsidian, what
Possibly.
are we all going to think about? No one ever thinks about the real life rock.
I did immediately think of Minecraft.
Yeah,
in this
Yeah,
like-
exactly.
Well,
Someone
yeah.
someone
Minecraft
mixed
is
some
made of
water with
blocks.
lava there. They got a couple buckets, you know. Anyway,
It's like
continue.
a giant chunk of obsidian? Like, how big are we talking?
Yeah, like
Like a
enough to
wall?
cover both
Grandma like it when
sides
you
of the
peed on it?
sliding glass door. Like it literally, from what I could see, it had covered both sliding glass doors pretty much. It was like, I bet you it spanned all the way across back there. Like just it was just huge. And it was right up on the freaking door. So I couldn't really get out, right? And
Okay.
so I turned back around, I'm like, fuck. Might as well go through one of the many fucking doorways.
You're like, Grandma, why is there
And so-
obsidian in the sliding door? Can't get outside, Grandma. There's too
Alright.
much
Why are we making a
obsidian.
grandma thing?
So
He
fir-
said it was his
first
grandma's
thing-
house, didn't he?
Yeah, it was my
Yeah, see,
grandma's
it's his
house.
grandma's house. What do you mean,
Alright,
where'd I
so
get the
first thing
grandma
I try,
thing?
First thing I try, right, is going back to my nana's room from the living room, right? I go back, right? I go through the doorway, and it looks like I'm entering my nana's room, right? And I'm just back in the living room. I'm sitting here like, what? No. So I go back through the doorway again, and I'm back in the living room. I'm just like,
Oh, great.
no.
Now, does your grandma's house actually have portals in it, or is this just in the dream?
It's like Dio's world when Polnareff's trying to go up the stairs and he takes him
Is
back to
your-
the
I
bottom.
know.
Does
He
your
mentioned
grandma-
obsidian.
does
There are
your
nether
grandma
portals in his
have-
house.
Does your grandma have Zawarudo? That's the key question I have to ask.
No.
Bruh, obsidian
Unfortunately
nether
not.
portals. It all comes together.
Oh
The
yeah.
obsidian
Stand-
portals.
don't
Yeah,
have to
yeah.
stand
When you return
inside
from the Nether into 2 Nether portals, which are below 1,024 blocks away, they'll go back to the same portal.
Or
Oh, maybe what's been happening is that like he enters one portal, goes to a nether where there's a recreation of his house,
No.
and then he enters another
No,
one and it
because-
keeps
Can we
looping.
please
So
let
he's like
him?
traveling.
Please let him actually finish.
No.
Yeah, actually, I want to hear the end of the
So-
stream. It sounds pretty good. Ah, voice
So
mess.
from the living room, right? I attempt to go to the guest room, which is across from my grandma's room, and it's all the way like to the left, pretty much. So I'm going to the guest room, right? And the guest room, the doorway is like flipped upside down, because regularly it'll be like the doorway and like at least 3-4 inches of like wall at like the top of it. So it was flipped around entirely so that the wall was coming up off out of the ground. And the doorway I had to climb up into to freaking to, for all my efforts, just be placed back in the same damn living room. I'm just like, you know
Is
what?
suicide an
I
option
can't
here?
win. I can't win. So I forced myself to wake up. I literally just forced I rage quit my dream, pretty much.
That's great.
If only you could rage quit real life.
You know, your dream is good when you're like, fuck, I've had enough of it. Did you say it?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
What's funny is,
Honestly, what a power
this
move
dream
that-
happened twice.
Twice.
Twice, if not 3 times.
That's such a big move though. Your brain's trying to make you live through some dumb, retarded philosophy and try to like make you work through problems. You're just like, I'm gonna go.
No.
Goodbye.
It's like having.
Wow.
It's like the situation where you have multiple choices. Like you have door 1, door 2, door 3, and then you
And then
cannot
they're
kill
all the
yourself.
same.
You can just die. You can just die immediately.
You decide to like bulldoze through the wall.
Yeah, the only option you're not allowed is suicide.
Door 1, door 2, door 3. Set off a ballistic missile.
I hope
What's funny is,
that, much like Portal, you'll be having this dream for the rest of your life. That'll be funny.
I don't even
Oh,
know.
You
God.
have
if
this
it's
dream
funny,
every
because last
time.
I
You
had
have this dream
it's
every
in-
time you pee on your grandma.
Last time I had this dream was like sometime in 2010 to
So it's recurring?
2012, so not in the traditional sense of a recurring dream. Like this shit just happened randomly.
If
Like
Hmm.
he least expects it, it turns up.
yeah,
Hmm.
I see.
It's like the Spanish Inquisition.
and what's funny was my last idea, right? Because from the living room, the kitchen's just like straight ahead. There's like there's like a little window thing with like an island, pretty much. Like kind of like a counter. Fuck. I'm tired. I can't explain shit properly. But pretty much there was pretty much like a window. I was thinking about just crawling through that. This was my last idea. I was gonna crawl through that, right? And then see what happens. But then I just said, no. If it just takes me back to the same damn living room, if every option takes me back here, I'm gone. Rage quit. Fuck this.
Maybe like try backwards long jumping into the back rooms. Just like a different,
Backwards
just like a
long
change of
jump.
scenery.
I was gonna say, what if they're
Backwards
not
long
the
jump
same room?
speed
What
run
if
into the back rooms.
Yeah, exactly.
different rooms
Change
and
your
you gotta
scene.
go through
It
the
is
right
a
door each
dream,
time in a
so-
pattern?
I was technically in the back rooms.
Wasn't
that
there a
day.
woman in this
No,
podcast
go into the different one.
earlier in this podcast?
Huh?
Are they both still here?
Technically, I think so. Technically, yeah.
What do you
Well,
mean
you
by
could-
that?
I don't know.
Technically,
Exactly.
they're here in spirit.
They're traps.
Ruh-roh.
No, nothing can keep me where you want me to be.
Retro raggy.
Wait, what did I? Sorry, what did someone just say?
Were they referring to Joe, maybe?
Is that the definition of a sex crime?
Wait,
Yeah,
what did
that's a
someone
sex
just say? All I heard was ruh-roh.
I heard that nothing can keep me from what you want me to be, or something like that, in reference to
Oh.
being a trap. I think. I'm not sure.
All I got was Ruh-roh.
Fuck is happening?
Yeah, that's all I heard as well. I love
It's
speaking
really
in
hard.
verses, you know.
It's really
Maybe
hard
it
for me
could-
to understand you guys when you're talking upside.
I think a ghost said something, and now we're all off the track of what the conversation was.
This
Yeah.
was, by the way, dreams.
Are we
yeah.
talking about peeing on someone's grandma? I feel like that's
Alright.
definitely what the topic was.
There must be some
Oh.
supernatural player power here, right?
See the
I had
joke
this dream that I
there.
was in like some temple, like at a sunset, and there were a bunch of hamsters.
Hamsters?
Yeah,
Cool.
Hamster
As
temple.
in the small
Hamster temple.
fuzzy animal?
yeah, like those kind of hamsters. Those
How
hanging.
does Erica play into this?
Were they like the black cube? Were we talking about that?
Oh,
I feel we were.
I feel like it got brought up right after we talked about like the Jewish Japanese.
Yeah, we were talking about the black cube, and that's right. We're gonna ask Kokiri about it. We were waiting for you.
Yeah, Kokiri, we were waiting
Oh.
for you. Black
Okay.
cube.
Yeah, tell us about the black cube.
Black cube. I have been seeing this shit
Inshallah.
everywhere. I have been seeing this freaking
What was
blue
that
mecha-looking
noise?
thing everywhere.
Yeah, exactly. So, for those of you who aren't in the know, basically, the whole black cube idea is from this conspiracy theory of something called the Saturn cult, alright?
Okay.
Ooh.
Now, the Saturn cult is supposedly a cult that is behind the big three Abrahamic religions, right? Judaism,
What, the planet Saturn?
yeah, it has a lot to do with this planet Saturn, but also like the Roman god
They
Saturn.
made the planet? Holy shit.
So anyway, it's like Judaism, Islam, and Christianity, right? They're behind those three, like control them from behind the scenes, and it's because there's this thing with Saturn being represented as a hexagon or six-sided shape or a cube, and a cube has six edges, you know.
Mm.
So for the Star of David, this one's pretty obvious. I'll just show you. Like, you know, it's a six-pointed star. It's if you look in the inside, it creates a hexagon and some other like black cube things. For the cross, it's a little bit more like it's kind of hard to see, but
The cross is
Can
an
you
unfolded
cross the
cube.
yeah,
pretty
you
much.
Yeah.
fold the cross up into a cube.
yeah, the cross is like a net of a cube.
And then Islam has the literal cube.
Yeah, Islam literally
Yeah.
worships a black cube at Mecca. You know, they revolve around it and stuff. So
Intriguing.
yeah, the idea is that the cult of Saturn uses these three main religions, and like, you know, over 2/3 of the world believe in these three, right? As well as all the other Abrahamic offshoots to harvest energy for like whatever they do.
Harvest energy?
Yeah,
It's,
like, you know, belief is energy,
the
right?
origins the origins of the Saturn go back really far. It's like a Saturn cult is one of the explanations for why Saturn was the original center of the universe, not the sun, in the cosmological model.
Yeah.
Fun fact, if you get enough religious points from people praying to your religion, you actually get to check out the points at the gift shop.
Yeah, if enough
Oh,
people
what's
I've
in
pray
only
to
managed
you,
to get
if enough people
Redeem
pray
it
to you,
on a
you can
settler.
prestige into God.
I've only got like a single rubber ball, you know, one of the bouncy balls. Yeah, that's all I've got.
I got one of the cool little things where you invert it and put it on the table and it flips up really high.
Man, I
Oh,
got
yeah,
a
nice.
T-shirt.
Cool.
It was,
How
that
You
was
got
like,
a
like
T-shirt?
yeah, that was
Millions
like
of
one
people's
that was
brains.
like the most
That costs
expensive
you.
thing I've been saving
How'd
up
you
for
get
a
a
few years.
T-shirt? Those are so
the-
expensive.
The t-shirt, I bet it said millions of people prayed to me and all I got was this lousy
How was
t-shirt.
your T-shirt?
Exactly.
I
My favorite shirt I have is
A shirt that has his face.
That's a true story. Man,
I gave
Yeah.
a guy.
I got a shirt that says my grandparents survived the Holocaust and all I got was this lousy T-shirt.
Wait, really? Did they?
No, you don't. There's no way you have.
Yeah,
that
you're
shit.
lying.
Please.
I'm calling bullshit on that one.
Please. Please.
Pics of face.
Pics that shirt is.
And you have some explanation to do, Sam.
About what?
I want to hear your story about how your grandparents survived the Holocaust.
Well,
It's not hard to survive the Holocaust as a German.
Yeah, they were the security guards.
I see.
That's a Nazi joke.
yeah.
I mean, Joe's not here, but if he was, he'd probably say something like, "I have a shirt that I've been wearing for the past couple days."
And it's the Good
Yeah,
Game
something
Spawn
like that.
Point t-shirt.
Yeah,
That's
probably.
actually an accurate representation of me.
He
I
really needs to
feel
do
called out.
laundry.
Yeah, he does.
Alright, we're gonna wrap or what?
I reckon that's a wrap, alright? It's an hour and 30 minutes. It's pretty good.
ooh,
We got some good content in the later half.
Yeah, I'm
Remember
gonna
to
call this...
dislike and unsubscribe from ashes to ashes.
Don't do that. Season 1 finale, because like we
Oh,
got
no.
everyone back
Do
on
it,
it.
pussies.
And now Portal will be a regular star of the show.
I hope so.
Yeah, you were pretty interesting to listen to today, so we might keep you on, you know.
Portal is cool. I like him.
Yeah,
For
he,
sure. Just
he
keep
actually
me
has some paranormal things to
cool, yeah.
contribute.
The Thomas Milk seal of approval.
Sadly,
He
I
seems
don't
like
think
the kind of
Josephine will be
person-
coming back for the second season.
I've been milked.
Nice.
You've been milked.
I've been milked. When do I get the milk roll now, Rojo?
you
I've
get it
been
right
milked.
now. Hold up.
Yeah,
Give me the
Thomas
milk.
meant
That's
to
a
give it to
sex
you.
crime.
Sex crime. Sex crime. Sex.
Why is this coming back?
Who is
Alright,
making
podcast
the
over.
like
I'm out of here.
the
What was
Yeah,
it at the
um,
time?
Thomas, you want to do the
who's
honors?
making the miscellaneous background noises during? Like, I heard someone go like me me me, me, and I asked who it was, and
That would have
nobody.
been my
like,
little sibling. Little sibling
Oh.
who's 2 years old.
That's
Right.
fair. I thought it was one of you like trying to mess with like not me, but like everyone else, and I just was so
It was
bewildered
my
by
little
it.
sibling who had climbed his way out of his bed and gotten his way to me.
These two.
Aww.
It's pretty cool. 2-year-old managed to climb his way out of bed and make it to you. That's pretty awesome, eh?
Well, you see,
Yeah.
my 2-year-old sibling lives on the second story of a house. He learned how to go downstairs in like,
That's
the first
even
8
cooler.
months.
He climbed downstairs?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
He can climb up a
2-year-old?
bunk bed ladder on his
Yeah,
own.
he might be a
2-year-old's
secret
awesome.
agent.
Yeah, let's have him on
like
the
the boss
show,
baby.
honestly.
That
Let's
is
have him on the
really
2
show.
years old,
paranormal.
and he doesn't know how to say many words, so he can't talk, but he can make noises.
Alright,
Hey, it's
he's
just
gonna
like
go
having
places.
Joe back on. It's just like having Joe
Yeah,
back
it'll
on
be
the podcast.
good job.
Yeah, it is. You hear this, Joe? You hear it listening to the podcast?
What it sounds like Joe has been replaced by a 2-year-old.
2-year-old
That
with a much
sounds like
better
an
name.
improvement to me.
Amazing.
Alright, this has
Wanna
been
know?
though.
Want to know the 2-year-old's name?
Yeah,
I know the 2-year-old's name.
10.
it's actually Joe, isn't it?
D'Artagnan?
We call him Dart for short.
That's awesome.
D'Artagnan.
Because he darts around the place.
It's like you're living in the Incredibles family.
Oh.
Except the Incredibles child's name is Dash. Not
Bruh.
Yeah, there's like
No, that's
this is
Dart
the
is his mentally inferior sibling, Darted. I call him Dart for short. He's
Well-
really fast, but he's also really slow. If
Pretty
you catch
stupid.
my drift.
I don't catch your drift. Where's your snow?
instead of
I'm
the
gonna
Incredibles, this
kill
is
you.
the very
I'm gonna kill you and you'll die.
it's their lesser known cousins, the Very Goods.
You think you can kill me?
Be above averages by a little.
Yes.
Look,
Alright.
it's Mr. Slightly Better Than Normal.
This has been the Ashes to Ashes podcast. This has been the late Joe Stain, Ashu, Iris, Kirby, Kokiri, Mr. Swoos,
Yeah.
or Thomas Milk, Portal Combat,
Yeah.
Slothman, and
Yeah.
finally Rojo. What a roster, what an episode, what a season, alright? Don't forget to fill out the
Yeah.
questionnaire that I'm going to leave in the description. Please like, comment, subscribe, share. We're going to make it big time, alright? We need your help, subscribers,
yeah.
and all viewers.
Round of applause.
Let's get a round of applause for the first season being so successful. Alright,
I
That's
have
a wrap.
Flip Talk on, so I just kind of slapped my face to make that clapping noise.
we'll see you
That
on the
is my
flip side.
dedication to the show. Is I beat my own face.
Yeah, we'll see you on the flip side, gamers.